G'day YouTube. Planning a trip to the range in a couple of days, and thought I would document the process of what I'm going to be doing down there, which is developing some loads for my 243. It's been a while since I've actually taken this rifle out and shot it, so I can't remember what I used to load in it. So I'm starting from scratch. I've just put together all my reloading gear in this box, which I'll probably take with me to the range. I don't need everything in here, but I plan to prepare the cases and whatever before I leave, and then just load the powder and projectiles when I get there. So I thought I would start off by showing what's actually in this box, section by section. First I've got just in the lid, here we've got a couple of cotton brushes. I use those for cleaning the chamber and the dies when they get full of resizing lubricant. This is just a weight for the digital scales, calibration weight. Some keys and a padlock for the front of the box. This is an anti-static dry sheet for my little powder funnel, which if you don't use, all the powder sticks to it. Here's just some spare cleaning brushes, brass bristle brushes and nylon. Never have too many of those. Here's just this is a rag I have impregnated with hoppies for cleaning brass, and cleaner rags for wiping them off. Spare jag and some more cotton thingies, whatever you call them, for cleaning the chamber and whatnot. Okay, now I'll go through what's on the inside. First level we've got here, this removable tray. Let's take this out. Okay, so I've just got some self-adhesive dots, just gives it things to shoot out when the target's getting a bit full. Just a little plastic thing with spare shell holders and bits and pieces for my primer tool. There's my primer tool. I think it's a K&M. Very nice bit of kit, better than the Lee ones. You can't really feel when the primer's seated properly with those things. This is a flash hole tool, uniforming tool. Sort of all the burrs inside the flash hole. I've also got a couple of packets of primers. Couple of trigger locks, little digital scale. It's only a cheapie, but it does the job. Dial caliper with the attachment for the Stony Creek overall length gauge, which is this thing here. There's another, like a empty modified case goes on the end there. You put the bullet in, and then this thing slides up and down, so you can push it till it hits the lands, and then with that attached on there you can measure the overall length quite accurately. Powder tripler, powder funnel slash tray, case lubricant, just a little tool with some Torx bits on it, screwdriver with some bits in the handle, my bore guide, another screwdriver thing, changeable bits. This is a case gauge. Don't really need this when you're reloading for hunting using the magazine. This is more when you're just neck sizing. So each time you fire a shot, you put it through this to see if it needs to be full length resized. But I'll be doing full length resizing anyway, because you don't want crap jammed up in your magazine. And then there's just some projectiles. I think there's 70 grain Match Kings and some 90 grain spears. These will be the ones I'll be doing the loads for, I think. And there's just a short cleaning rod. Okay, now I'll go through what's on the bottom of this toolbox. First off, I've just got a little tackle box full of various cleaning and case prep tools. This is a little primer pocket tool. It squares up the primer pockets and cleans them from the powder residue. This is a neck reamer tool. Deburrs the inside and the outside of the neck after you trim them. This is what this tool does. This is the Lee case gauge trimmer, I think they call it. Case goes in there. Shove that in the case. Twist that around until it stops cutting and your case is cut to length. This is the dummy case for the Stony Creek overall length gauge. Gauge just screws into this thread here. We use that slider bit that I showed before to push the bullet up into the lands, and then you can use the dial caliper with that little attachment to measure the overall length, which will give you your seating depth. Then we've just got a little timber handle you can screw a brush into. Use this for cleaning the powder out of the necks just before resizing. So you can clean them up like that. And it's just a few more brushes and some cotton swabs for applying the poppies and sweets. Next in this little bit of anti-slip mat is my powder thrower. It's just the Lee powder thrower, which is probably the cheapest one you can get. But with a bit of practice and consistency, it throws pretty consistent loads. I've got the scale and the powder trickler there, so if I need to, I can get it down to 0.2 of a grain accuracy. Then we've got case lube pad, obviously lubricating cases. It's just a silica gel bag, keep things dry. Some powder, 2209 for the 243. Some hoppies for cleaning up powder residue. Sweets for cleaning up copper fouling in the barrel. A couple of F clamps for clamping down my press, which is this little fella, RCBS. Great little press that. Not the biggest thing in the world, but it has enough power for what I do and fits in the box nicely. Some more cleaning patches. My die set, 3 die set for the full length cedar and a neck die. Just a little exercise book for writing all my loads and various things in. Also got instructions how to use the dies and the reloading data for the 243 from the ADI website. And this is my ammo box. In here I've already got some cases that have been prepped, they've been trimmed, deburred, cleaned, and have had the primers put in, so they're ready to go. Okay, that's it. Next video I'll come back and I'll have the stuff set up and I'll show you what or how I actually use all this stuff, or some of this stuff. Catch you next time.